Teachers, activists, business people, leaders are all around us. But all too often, people of color are not recognized for their contributions in our communities. Thanks to the organization BMe, that's all changing. BMe is honoring and connecting hundreds and thousands of Black male leaders across the country. Men who educate, inspire, and motivate others to greatness through their own work. Meet some of Louisville's 11 Genius Fellows and learn more about how you can get involved on this episode of the 502 Report. Hello, and welcome to this episode of the 502 Report. About a dozen men in Louisville have the honor of being 2018 BMe Genius Fellows. Why is that important? Take a look.
How are you?
So BMe is a national organization that really focuses on a number of things. One is that there is an emphasis on changing the narrative around how we talk about African American or Black communities.
A lot of times we're dealing with young men that have just not been exposed to anything other than negative stuff. And so when you get an opportunity to pour into their lives some positive things, it makes a world of difference.
And rather than focusing on a deficit narrative that highlights all of the challenges, either real or myth, that we associate with Black communities, I'm really focusing on the assets and the strengths of those communities.
To see us as humans and see us as people with brilliance and potential, and even when we stumble and make mistakes, that we still have a light that deserves to be fostered.
The BMe Genius Fellows were attracted to Louisville because we're quickly becoming known as the epicenter for Black male achievement, with all the work that's happened in our city, from Rumble Young Man Rumble at the Ali Center, the Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods, the work with My Brother's Keeper, Cities United, Campaign for Black Male Achievement. It's all happening right here in our city. And then just the recent announcement and opening of the W.E.B. Du Bois Academy as well. So there's a lot happening in our city. What that demonstrates to the city of Louisville is how we're focused on making sure that every part of our community is flourishing. And anytime a national program can come to help us, we're going to both receive their learnings, but we're going to give our learnings to them as well.
As a result of some of their work, what BMe has done is gone around the country in various cities to select African American men who are making a difference in their communities in a number of different ways. It could be education related, employment related, health and wellness related. Through a program called their BMe Genius Fellowship, they select 10 geniuses in a city to grant $10,000 to continue doing the work that they're doing.
One of the things that we have difficulty doing is saying no. A lot of times, even when we can't afford it, when we have no idea how we're going to pay for it, we do it anyway and we just figure it out, right? But sometimes it's just not enough. And then when you have a program like BMe to come along and say, hey, look, here's a little boost. So that's one more chance that we get to do that program. Hey, look, don't worry, me.
You become part of this national network, this national fellowship. And these fellows go to DC and they get to meet with lawmakers, they get to meet with Soledad O'Brien, and to really sort of elevate what they're doing in their cities.
So there's 6 cities around the country that are home of the BMe Genius Fellows, so we're really proud that we're one of them. But the purpose of these fellows is just to show us what's happening in our city so we can all be proud, and then we can all aspire to be like them and do the type of good work that they're doing.
These are gentlemen that you're very familiar with. Robert Gunn, who's the principal of the new Du Bois Academy. You have Maestro J, you've got Dave Christopher with AMPT, you have Shelton McElroy with the Bell Project, and several others who are doing just phenomenal work around the city.
To be recognized by your peers is always a really great feeling, because not all the time are you sure that you're doing the right thing or you're doing it the right way. You know why you're doing it from the heart, and that's a good thing. You always want to make sure that it's as effective as possible. And so when you can walk alongside or work alongside and be recognized and have the support of guys that have done it and are doing it well and effectively, it's always a good thing.
For my office and through the city, it really is a matter of how do we continue to align and support these efforts. We want to be as coordinated with our national partners as possible so that as they're making an investment in Louisville, we are demonstrating a good return on that investment, that we're demonstrating that they made the right choice. And the mission is to be able to meaningfully move the needle in education and employment and health for young men and boys of color throughout the city.
Invest your time. Certainly if you can, invest your money, because this work is difficult, but it's going to continue. and we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that happens.
Visit onelovelouisville.org to get engaged in the comprehensive plan to end violence in our community. Dr. Perry was a foster care social worker who for years saw fathers being left out of the system. Now he's principal investigator of For Your Child, working to strengthen families throughout Kentucky.
I've always been interested in issues related to the family because I grew up in a place that was socially, politically, and economically disadvantaged. You didn't need a PhD to understand that families shape people's life chance. You begin to see how it is and why it is that certain people end up on one or the other end of the track. I see the way that people treat me, and I've been marginalized and pushed aside and shortchanged on several occasions, even as a university professor. And so if that can happen to me, I know that it's happening to people with less social capital than me.
What is the meaning of self-worth?
Disproportionately, African-American men are marginalized even more than other types of dads.
So you got to be creative in your delivery.
So I've in many ways dedicated my professional life to helping men and fathers take more active roles in their children's lives.
So when a child doesn't meet their dad's goals, their self-worth goes down and vice versa.
For Your Child, federally funded parent education intervention for non-resident dads.
They can help you help your children to be healthy and strong.
What we're looking to do is reach out to men across the state of Kentucky. And the idea is we're bringing men into a program that features about 28 hours of parent education.
That's all a part of growing up, yes or no?
Yeah, but you want to teach them a healthy way of going about doing it, right?
There's a healthy way about doing it.
Our workshops are facilitated by expert facilitators who cover the content with the dads and encourage them and embrace them and share their experiences with them. We cover a range of topics from health, communication, mental health, masculinity, family history.
I talk to him every night on the phone. I can't wait to get back home.
The ultimate goal is to help them increase their capacity for taking more active roles in their children's lives.
I've been out of my son's life, so I wanted to try to get help to become a more better parent and not follow the footsteps of my dad.
You got to figure out how much to guide them, but then to let them learn from their own mistakes.
When you contribute your 23 chromosomes to that child, that job is yours into perpetuity. We teach our dads that the role that they play is both unique and irreplaceable.
There's a lot of good people here and that want to be there and step up and be there for their kids more than what they have been. My biological father was never there. He was in and out of prison. I didn't want to follow his footsteps, but I ended up getting locked up and not doing right. But I want to progress and show my son that he ain't got to go through this, and that when I get out, I'm going to better myself.
I've always believed that all people have dignity and worth and should be treated as such. I've always believed that people have inherent strengths waiting to be recognized and acknowledged. Oftentimes in this work, you feel siloed. You feel like you're grinding kind of sort of on your own. You feel like you're the only person wrestling with whatever it is you're wrestling with. BMe is a fellowship program that is an attempt to recognize folks who are doing community work. I submitted the application, crossed my fingers, was fortunate enough to be selected. From there, we did a retreat of sorts in Washington, D.C. Super refreshing to be there with 60, 70 guys who are doing similar types of work. You don't have to explain what you mean when you say what you say, but they already kind of sort of understand.
How you doing? I'm good, man.
We support each other in whatever ways that we can, whether it be through fundraising events or whether it be lending our talents and expertise to other people's projects. And so I'm being stretched in ways that I never thought I would be, but I'm getting more and more comfortable with it. I feel really, really good about the opportunity to participate. I couldn't be more excited about the group of guys that we're working with and looking forward to what the future holds as it relates to collaborations and partnerships with the rest of the guys and also folks across the city and across the country.
To learn more about classes, go to foryourchild.org or call 709-9323. From helping ex-offenders with reentry to mentoring young students at JCTC, Savvy Shabazz feels compelled to give back.
Everything that's said has more meaning than it seems. Choose your words correctly and listen thoughtfully. I've read this book like 7 times. I knew I wanted to make a change. I didn't know how I wanted to make a change. My name is Savvy Kareem Abdul Shabazz.
Everybody got my email.
I'm passionate about helping people, whether it's at the school, helping students, or whether it's helping people to re-enter society, change their lives, change the way they think. I served a total of 5.5 years for nonviolent drug offenses. I have been to probably 12 different facilities throughout the state of Kentucky. Same thing in every one. When you're incarcerated and you start thinking about how it affects other people, you'll stop doing a lot of the things that you do. actually fought to go to college. And the case manager informed me that I could not go to college because it would be a waste of time and money and resources. Luckily, I have a great sister, Melissa, and she had sent me copies of my high school diploma and transcripts. And I came to JCTC and I made Dean's List several times. Education helped me a lot. Just reading a lot of the history about Frederick Douglass and Nat Turner, being able to go to the back of the book and actually read about Black inventors. The ironing board, Sarah Boone, the guitar, R.F. Fleming Jr. It could go on and on. That put a pride into me that I didn't know existed. These are definitely 2 pickups and 2 reads that you have to have on your shelf for everybody. Anybody that wants to be aware, anybody that wants to be a part of some of the movements and things that's going on in America. We know Savvy's story. And at some point, someone had to push a button and say, you know what? I want to give him a chance. That has to happen all across this nation. Let's see what we got. I love doing things that you cannot put a price tag on. And this is one of them, helping people. I have about 7 jobs maybe. I have worked for a re-image program. New Legacy is helping me build out a re-entry program. Life Coach Each One Teach One. It is to bring awareness and prevention to the 3 Ps, prison, probation, and parole. I feel like that we all know far too many people that are dealing with not only just one, possibly all 3. A lot of the work that I've done throughout the community, I would probably do for free. It's nothing special that I do. I think I do exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, helping people. FYA 105, Achieving Academic Success. I am the Assistant Director of Student Success and Community Engagement of the 5 Zones of Hope, which is Russell, Shawnee, Parkland, California, and Newburgh. People in those neighborhoods need to see that they have an equal opportunity to education just like everyone else does. We want to make sure that they graduate and move on. They're not here by themselves. These are just some of the local and national organizations that I would like our students to be connected to. We have to be supportive of each other. We can't sit around and wait on other people and other races and groups of people to do things for us. I had an older guy tell me while I was incarcerated that I was a leader, and I never saw myself as a leader. People will make you into a leader, and there's nothing that you can do about that. And each one of us has what I call superpower, and hopefully we can all continue to do the work that we're doing and unify and become one big superpower for like everybody.
Urban barbers of Louisville believe a good haircut can really make a difference in a person's life, especially if they're homeless.
I'm actually one of those ones that are motivated to go out and help people. That's just something that I do. It goes along with our mission statement with the Urban Barbers of Louisville, which is we alter your outer appearance to enhance your inner confidence. What's missing is hope, man. And that's all people need is real glimmers of hope. And that's what I think providing haircuts actually do. You look better, you feel better, you do better. I found myself in a unique, unfortunate situation, which was homelessness, not for a long period of time, but for a period of time to where I was able to understand and become compassionate to those individuals. It all started in like 2015. A client of mine at that time was youth pastor. He wanted to do a Boys to Men ministry. I gathered a few barbers from my shop and we went down and did that work. Hence me starting the Urban Barbers of Louisville Incorporated, which is a collective of barbers that do go around and actually service the homeless. There was a couple of females that got undercuts, eyebrow arches, things like that.
My church organized the free back to school haircuts every month. I met Divine I had got my first haircut, he did my first haircut.
Shay said, hey, I'm gonna let him do my hair. After that, we've been cool, mentee and mentor ever since.
I was out in the open, I wasn't really going to school, I wasn't anywhere permanently. He felt like that he needed to step in and be the father figure in my life. He's taught me a lot just through my haircuts, just conversations that we have. He made sure that he was there and made sure that I knew that he was there.
If I'm able to get your attention through real life experiences and talk candid, if I'm able to reach you that way and the door of dialogue begins to get open, then it's a go. So once that door is open, I'm able to walk right through and talk about different things.
He talked to me like he had already knew me. I wasn't really going to school. I would leave the house like I was dressed to go to school. I wouldn't go. He was just letting me know to be successful, I needed to get through school first.
What drives me, man, is the life experience of my mother, who's passed, Peggy J. Bolton. My mother was an educator. She got a degree here at the University of Louisville in '75. She taught for 26 years. So education is always the foundation of however I approach anything.
I want to go to Simmons College for 4, and pursue theology. I don't believe that I would be on the path that I'm going right now if it wasn't for Divine personally.
We don't live on this earth alone. If somebody giving you a hand, you're supposed to reach back and give them a hand. But it's always, I always say, one hand wash the other, both hands wash the face. That's how we really help our community.
The campus barbershop is located at 1734 South 4th Street. Leo Braddock is passionate about increasing access to healthy food in the Park Hill neighborhood, and he's sowing a solution one seed at a time.
You see how it's like a little sweet, but my background is hospitality, and hospitality is really just service to others, and that translates very well to the garden community. It's wonderful to get out, have the sun on my face, meet wonderful people, and bond over the commonality of food and what food means. About a month and this starts to come up. A community garden is really just a garden wanted and more than that needed by the community. So we come to these places and not only rehab the land, but try to cultivate the people as well. It's a place where people can come, learn what food is, how to grow, then also bond over like interests. This community garden where we're located in Parkway Place benefits community members, not only in a space to grow and to learn.
Man, I just dig dirt.
It definitely benefits the residents, but then it also arms them to be able to take these same lessons out deeper into their community. I've got cucumbers and different things that can go in. I was fortunate enough to meet Bruce Sherrod, our community champion, at the Parkway Place. Like, that soil still looks great. And when I lifted that back up, you see all those bugs, that's a good thing.
My passion and Leo's passion is pretty much hand in hand, is all about the kids and awareness, you know, educating and connecting food with kids and kids with food. No food should go without a mouth to go in, and and vice versa, you know. And that's what we're here to do, is have the community flourish, you know, and thrive and become self-sufficient. And
source of food, gotta eat.
Gotta eat.
The grant we received from BMe, it will allow us to expand to some other community gardens. You know, seeds, material, shovels, goes a long way to ensure we can give people back their power through food. I'm very passionate about breaking the cycle of food insecurity here in the city. The grant was beautiful for the nonprofit, but bigger and beyond that was not only the network of people doing wonderful things in communities, but just the network of support. It really redefined the trajectory of my life and where it was going.
If you've got a green thumb and would like to volunteer or simply contribute, go to childrenshouldn'thunger.com. When Edwin Fox was a young man, one teacher's extra dedication made a difference for him, and now he's working to ensure other students have similar opportunities.
When I was in the 6th grade, I was reading on a 4th grade level, and I had a teacher named Miss Woolham. I still got my first port card. I show it to people sometimes. This was the first period. Said Edwin was a very nice young man, but unfortunately he's behind on his education about 2 years. For that whole year, she stayed after school and worked on my writing skills and my reading skills and the math, and the grades just got better. That she wrote in a note, she said, Edwin has improved greatly. Have a great summer. Miss Woolham didn't have to do that. She wasn't paid to do that. She saw a need, and at First Gethsemane, it just started out as, let's just try to have one tutoring program. But we're going to use Jefferson County Public School teachers. Rothel, who's a retired principal, he used his background to go out and recruit.
I came from a very poor background. I lived 2 blocks from Manual High School with outdoor toilets, but I've never forgotten that. And I figure if I can make it out of that situation and become a school principal, then others can too. There were people along the way who helped me. And it just makes us feel so good because we realize we're helping paying it forward. These kids are gonna make us proud one day.
They come in here and address their homework challenges, address their math or reading challenges.
We're trying to expose our kids to things that they would never see in their environment.
It's an environment where it's safe. It's an environment where kids have fun. It's an environment where we have field trips, but it's also an environment where we have teachers and directors that provide love and nurture the kid and help them to develop. I think so often our kids don't have enough confidence. I think sometimes they have a fear of failure. Our teachers do a lot in reducing that fear of failure and getting these kids to dream and how they can benefit from this world. And then all of a sudden, we started seeing results. We started seeing parents say, thank you for letting my child come to the tutoring program.
The program that we started with, I think we had 30 kids. This summer we had 76 kids.
It's just growing. We got several teachers that have been here almost at the beginning. It gives me purpose. I just feel like I need to be a good Samaritan and pay it forward. If I don't do it, who will do it? When you look at the African American community, There's really more positive things happening in our society than negative things. These kids are kids that have potential to do anything, but sometimes they are labeled as problem youth or whatever, but really it's just more of the environment and lack of opportunity. The story of black men doing good things in the community it's not something that you see a narrative in the newspaper or on TV.
It's not me being in the grant, but my partner is. And just seeing his excitement and knowing that there is an organization who is profiling people who are doing positive things in the black community, and the fact that these people are bringing together men in our city who are doing things with kids that's going to help them get through life, give them some life skills, is important.
It's a lot of untold stories out there. There's especially a lot of black men out there making a difference in America as a whole.
We hope these stories have inspired you to find something you're passionate about and work towards positive change in our community. To learn more about BMe or to nominate someone for a fellowship, go to bmecommunity.org. Thanks for watching this episode of the 502 Report. Until next time, take care.